And so the quick version of this failure story is that less than 30 of our 250 plus videos ended up being published. All right. I am admittedly a little bit obsessed with streamlining content production. I love when something just works super seamlessly, and I feel like I can get a lot done in just a small amount of time. And I think that's why batching feels so awesome to me. It's just like I can get all these videos done and then just sit back and relax, right? That's what batching is. It's step one, grind, get a ton of work done. Step two, don't worry about anything and just enjoy yourself, right? No, okay, we all know that that's not exactly how it goes, but that's how it feels like it should go, and I just love the idea of it. I've tried batching videos in so many different ways, and I've tried batching multiple forms of videos, so I'm going to walk you through some of the things that I've learned over my years of experience with batching. Some very great successes, and then also some significant failures that I'll share here along the way. I think it's important to know what it takes to make batching worth it, and then also to know what pitfalls you should probably avoid while you're batching that will just totally remove all value from doing it. So the first question I always ask myself is just, why am I doing this? And I came up with 5 reasons that I think are probably pretty common, and any of you who are watching can probably relate to at least one of these. I guess the first one is that I'm just wanting to get ahead on my videos. I would love to get a lead on these videos so that I don't have to be feeling like I'm on this content treadmill every single week, or whatever your publishing schedule might be. Maybe I'm prepping my channel for a break. Maybe I want to take a break from YouTube, like totally remove myself from the channel for a while and just have videos scheduled out so that I can take the break without taking a hit on the channel. Maybe you're starting a brand new channel. This is one that I've done before, and I'm going to share a little bit about that story here in a little bit. But like starting a brand new channel, you just feel like you want to get a lot of traction, and it feels like getting a bunch of videos done right up front can help you with that traction. And especially if you've never been on YouTube before and you've never presented a video, maybe you just want to improve your on-camera skills. And I think that that's a great reason to batch. Maybe you're not looking for a break. Maybe you love video content creation, but maybe you just want to get better on camera and you feel like doing the process over and over again in quick succession would really help you. So I know that was only 4 things. I thought it was 5, but it was just 4. Okay, so let me tell you a little story. The first time I ever tried batching videos, we're gonna take a walk down memory lane. So the first time I ever tried batching videos was actually for a Channel Makers video challenge that we did in early 2020. Now this was back when Channel Makers was called VidSchool, and I mean, like, that's years ago. So anyway, it was early 2020. We decided to do this challenge where each member of our team had a goal to essentially start a brand new channel, and we wanted to film 52 videos in the course of 24 hours. Now you might ask, well, why 52 videos? Well, yes, you might have already connected the dots. It's so that we could have 1 video a week for an entire year. So our goal was to batch an entire year's worth of videos and then just let the channels go and see what happened. And so that is why we decided to batch our videos, which was one of the reasons I shared earlier. So to prepare for this challenge, each member of our team came up with 52 video ideas, and we essentially rough outlined 52 videos, all 52 videos. And so we had maybe some bullet points for each video. They were not totally scripted out or anything like that, but we had at least 52 ideas of videos that we could make, and we had plans to prep them before, shoot them in 24 hours, and then edit them and do everything a little bit later. Now you realize that we had a little bit of a better plan for the preparing and the shooting of the video. I mean, we even had somebody come on and actually, every time we were done filming a video, we would hand them our cards. They would upload our cards to the computer so we would never run out of cards. Because you can imagine, I think there were 5 of us. And so that would have been a total of like 250 videos, and we didn't have enough SD cards. So we did some significant planning to make sure that this day would run smoothly. We had all of our products that we were going to talk about in our videos. We had, every shot, we had a specific spot and lights and cameras for each one of us, but we did not plan afterwards very well. And I want to talk a little bit about that. As far as planning goes, I think I would give us like a D+ in this category, in this specific filming challenge, because we planned a little bit of the upfront and the actual batching part of it where we would batch the filming, but we didn't do a great job of planning the aftermath. And that kind of brings me to the next point here is like, what are the nuts and the bolts? So you've kind of identified why you're batching, right? You figured out, okay, I want to take a break. I want to do this or I want to do that. But now you need to figure out, okay, what is it actually going to look like? You could potentially batch the entire video creation process and just say, I want to batch 5 videos start to finish. And by the end of it, I want to have them uploaded. That's totally fine. But there's also other types or styles of batching that you could do. You could only batch the planning or the prepping of video outlines so that maybe you want to have 6 or 7 outlines totally done so that you can just sit down and film without having to worry about prepping the videos. Maybe you do want to just have all the outlines done, but then you want to primarily focus on the filming aspect, or maybe it's the editing or whatever. But you want to define what it is your goal in the nuts and bolts kind of category so that you don't run into an issue like we did where we did this one section, we put in hours and hours of work. And then after we did all the filming work, it all just kind of fell apart from there. I think most creators think of batching as kind of 2 things. It's either just the filming section, which is kind of what happened in our case, or it's I want to take it from the beginning to the end of the video, right? I want to do the planning all the way up until the scheduling of the video. And I think that's fine, but I just want to bring attention to the fact that you don't have to do it that way. If you just want to increase your productivity, you could definitely just sit down and block out some time for a specific portion of the video. A couple of the channel makers videos that I'm working on right now, I've been doing that. I probably have 4 to 6 videos kind of assigned to me at this point that I'm planning and prepping. Even just before I sat down and filmed this video, I wanted to get a few of my other outlines ready so that I could just sit down and film a couple videos in one day rather than working through one step on this video, one step on, right? Just kind of in a succession, one video at a time. I figured that it was probably a little bit more productive to just plan out a couple videos, shoot a couple videos, and then for me, sending a couple of the videos to my editors. I realize not everyone gets to do that, but you get the idea. Okay, so kind of back to my story, the story of failure. So we did all the prepping, we did all the videoing. Filming for 24 hours, let me just tell you, is brutal. So you get started, I think we started at like 3:30 or 4:30 in the morning. We all got together and then we just started at it, right? We just started filming. We got our setups ready. We started getting through our videos. We filmed all day and we start filming into the night. And so by the time, we're getting to the end of this challenge, we've been doing tons of recording, talking like crazy. I was losing my voice probably by video like 25. And so while we're going to get there, like most of this footage never actually got published, and not to spoil that, but by the time I got to like video 25 or 30, I couldn't even talk barely. And so I'm like hoarse. I'm like doing my best to like drink tons and tons of water. It's like midnight at that point. It's dark outside. I'm filming outside. Anyway, it just kind of turned into a bit of a mess. We held it all together pretty well during the day. We got all of our files uploaded, but we all, filmed and worked for 24 hours straight. So pretty much the next 2 days and kind of over the weekend, we just crashed. Didn't get anything done. Then we all come back to the office and realize that between all of us, we just didn't have time to edit these videos. Remember, there's 250 plus videos to be edited, 250 plus thumbnails to be created, descriptions to be written. There is so much work that goes into that, and all of you know that, and we knew that too, but we just didn't plan for it correctly. And so the quick version of this failure story is that less than 30 of our 250 plus videos ended up being published. And 30 is honestly probably a little generous. It was probably like really 15 to 20 videos got published. And of course, they didn't do anything because we never followed up with any of those channels. On top of the fact that we didn't have time for the editing and the uploading and the scheduling and the end screens and the cards and all of that, we realized that as we went through some of the footage, some of the footage was unusable. We had been going so fast that we hadn't noticed that a setting had got off on the camera. And so that we were maybe totally blown out for those of us who were filming outside, or that it was windy and we didn't realize that the wind was blowing right into our lavalier microphones. And that on Ricky's microphone, even the little cord that connects into the little microphone box here had come unscrewed a little bit. And so he had not even actually been recording any audio and it was cutting in and out. We just took it too fast. We took it too fast, too far. Now, we knew that this was kind of a ridiculous thing to pursue, but we wanted to learn from it. And learning we did. It's been something that all of us who participated will always remember. But would I do this again? I think the answer is no, not in that way. But I think there is a way that we can do it to make it more productive. We really should have prepared every single stage of the process. We should have realized and had a plan for maybe hiring someone to come and edit those videos or setting aside time in our schedules to edit those videos. We should have had built-in redundancies with maybe our microphones or our cameras so that if one stopped working, that we could keep filming and recording. We should have been checking our audio maybe at least every 2 to 3 videos and our video every 2 to 3 videos to make sure that things weren't going wrong. And I share this failure only because I learned so much from it. And as a team, we learned so much from it. And all that being said, I do have some batching experiences that were much more productive since then that I'd love to share with you. One weekend, I batched 10 to 12 YouTube shorts for my personal channel that I wanted to get done and just get scheduled out because I was going on a week-long vacation. And I didn't want to have to worry about creating daily content while I was gone. That worked really well. It probably only took me an hour and a half or 2 hours. I simplified everything so that I could record and edit and have my microphone plugged into my phone so that everything could be done right there. And I took the videos from idea all the way to scheduled one at a time. So I batched kind of that entire process and it worked great. Here at Channel Makers and Income School, we'll oftentimes batch maybe 3 to 5 videos in a day, mostly maybe the prepping and planning and then the recording on another day, but getting some of those tasks batched together so that we can spend a little less time worrying about being on kind of this content treadmill. And then we can work on some other projects or some other case studies or do other data analysis that we would have ended up having to spend time recording, but now we could spend it on something else because we planned a little bit better and we batched things out. So overall, here's what I would say. Batching is 100% worth it, no matter where you are on your YouTube journey. And I honestly want to say, no matter what style of content you do, I think batching is worth it. And I think there are some types of content or some formats of content that make it more difficult, but I think it's definitely possible. When you go to batch, have a plan. Don't just say, oh, I want to get 5 videos done or 10 videos done. Actually plan it out specifically and give yourself a time frame. Say, I want to plan these videos in a day. Give yourself a very specific timeline and plan so that things don't fall to the side. I think batching can actually be the thing that causes a creator to give up. But if you have a plan there, if you don't bite off more than you can chew, batching is totally worth it. I hope you guys have kind of enjoyed this story and then a couple elements of things that I've learned as I've batched my content. And I would encourage you to do it. If you have a batching experience with your content that you feel is helpful to share, please share it in the comments. I'd love to hear your tips and tricks of how you create content in the most efficient way possible. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.